I bet there's a special cauldron in hell for you in hell, and I hope you boil in it forever. Welcome to the inaugural episode of Mate What?
Game reviews, mate.
Yes, mate.
Like TB, mate.
Like every game reviewer ever. So many.
Fair enough. That's what you're playing then.
I am going to be kicking us off with a game called Beholder by Warm Lamp Games.
Sounds ominous.
It looks really fun. I get to be a landlord in a fascist dictatorship and bully and spy on people. According to the Steam thing, I haven't played it yet, so...
That's literally an E version of what you do now.
Let's go.
Select character.
Beholder. Talk to me, mate.
Okay, so this is not a demon game. This
Demon game?
Well, you see a beholder, I just think of demons straight away. But this game is fun as hell. What a great way to start off the series, in my opinion. So it's a total twist on what we ordinarily play. You're in a fascist state, right? And you've been indoctrinated by the government forcibly. They call it medication, but it definitely shows you getting the shit beaten out of you by the cops. And the whole game revolves around you being put into an apartment building, and you are there to spy and throw everybody under the bus you possibly can that might be an enemy of the state.
Wow.
Yeah, and what makes you an enemy of the state can change in a heartbeat, an absolute heartbeat. So the way the story plays out is you have your own overarching story, but there are about 20 different tenants. Now, these tenants are set in stone. Every playthrough will give you the same tenants.
So they're not procedurally generated.
No, they're not random nonsense or anything like that, which makes the game so much better. So you have these set tenants who will want to move into your apartment, and you can pick and choose who and when they join, because you'll have empty rooms and they'll be like, I want to move into your apartment building. You can say, I want you, I want you, I want you. This gives you a totally different playthrough each time because you can't get through them all or anything like that. So you have to like really pick who's going to be a part of your building. That's the story. Now, the main meat and veg of this game is the story of those tenants, so I'm not going to go into what their details are because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So gameplay. The gameplay is point and click. Okay?
It looked good, man.
It looks beautiful. The art style is tremendous.
Yeah, I caught like literally 5 minutes of it on your screen when you was playing it on stream before, and it looked really good.
Yeah, it's Dystopia Simulator is what it is.
Yeah.
So the way the gameplay is obviously we're spying on our tenants, right? So there's a number of ways you can do that, and you can get caught doing it as well. So big part of the game is getting into their apartments when they're not there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you've got to wait for them to go to work. You've got to wait for them to go and get a bowl of soup out of the kitchen, which is like a communal dining area. And then you've got to break into their apartment, and you've got to get in there. And once you're in there, you get all these choices of things to do. You can hide cameras in the smoke alarm, so if you want to watch them jerking off, you can do that. You can rifle through all their things, go through their drawers, go through their cupboards, and you're looking for anything that you can literally get them on. Anything that you can report to the government to say, this guy's a twat, come and get him. So once you have some information like that, you then go down to your office and you have to send off a report to the government, or you can do a number of things there. And this is where the game really starts to blow up, is that you have so many different ways of doing each and every scenario. It shits on games like Telltale. It shits on games like Until Dawn because it's so simplistic. It doesn't have to do massive cutscenes or big theatrics or anything like that. It can fit
so much more content.
Yeah, it's all text-based. So they could put so many different pathways for the story to take very, very easily by just changing the text. Right. And that takes you on a totally different path of events that's going to happen. So replayability is
So
massive.
how do you know what's illegal?
So you'll start off with basic stuff like at the start of the game, like propaganda's legal, standard in a fascist state. But every couple of days, the government's going to create a new law. You got to remember, society is collapsing around you while this is going on. So it'll start off with propaganda's illegal, and then pretty quickly things like apples are illegal, right? What? Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like apples are illegal. And then
you get to a point where once you've been through these people's apartments, you make note of what they've got there.
Very much so. Very much so. You'll be checking all the time what is illegal and what is not. And as it is set in stone, like I say, this is a benefit to the game, is that the tenants are the same and what laws will come in the same. Because there are so many things to do in this game.
It's not set.
It's it's a case of you need to kind of know what's going to happen in order to be able to manipulate the game to reach the more difficult objectives. There are some really hard objectives in this game to me. Really, really hard. And if you don't do them, you get fucked. So as much as you can continue playing the game, there are certain points where you are just fucked. Absolutely fucked.
How fucked? Can you die?
You can die, you can...
There's a landlord?
Again, it's spoilers. I don't want to go into it too much, but yes, you can die, and many, many other things can happen to you, which are awful. Really bad, where you'll just be like, okay, I'm restarting the game. Right? That's what it is. It's a natural endpoint, because it's like, I need to restart the game at this point, which is tremendous. That's the way it should be, and it makes the game so much better that it's not trying to procedurally generate nonsense.
Well, that sounds good in terms of when things do start to decline, you can either see it falling down around you, or it could just be an instant, like you say.
Yeah, and you can continue on. It's not going to stop you playing.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop you playing. Even if you die, it's going to put you back to before you made the choice that made you die and allow you to continue.
Cool. That's
cool. So you kind of learn from your mistakes that way.
Yeah.
And also, the overall, not everything's going to end in your death. A lot of times you'll just be continuing to play the game, but you know you made mistakes and you took note of where it went wrong, and maybe you can fix that next time.
Right, okay.
But simultaneously thinking, how can I meet this other objective, which I was so far away from this time? So you will have time constraints. People will be saying that certain things are going to happen over a set period of time. Can you deal with that? And also, your tenants aren't there to live there forever. That some of them are only there for 2 days. Some of them are only there for 2 weeks. So you have to work in how you're going to manipulate that to your advantage. The big overarching gameplay theme is manipulating things to your advantage. You have 2 currencies in the game, which is straight up cash. So you can go to the black market, because it is a dystopian area.
Yep.
You can buy things like apples, and you can plant them in people's things and blackmail them if you want to do that. Okay. I'll give you an example of how many different variations a story can play out. You might get a guy who says, I have these things that I got. Do you want them, and we'll make some money on them? So you might say yeah, or you might say no. And then you can maybe go to the black market and say, can you trade these in for money? And the guy will be like, yeah, sure, I'll sell these for you. But he might come back and say those materials were crap, I couldn't get any money. Then you've got to go back to the guy who originally gave you the stuff and say, I don't have the money, your stuff was crap. Now, he's probably not going to be too pleased with that.
Oh, no.
So your scenarios there are, you can either tell him to go fuck himself, which might end badly. You can pay him off out of your own pocket just to make the problem go away.
Yep.
Or you can use your second currency, which is public favor. So public favor is a currency you earn by people liking you. And buying things like cameras actually comes from the government. You don't pay cash for them, but you will lose public favor because you're buying security cameras.
Okay.
So you can also use your public favor to say, I'm going to tell other people you're a nice guy, so that they will do deals with you. Now, obviously, those people get scammed, so you lose public favor for doing that. So you have this as a second currency. Or what you could do is not speak to him at all. So you'll have a quest marker over his head like you've seen in many, many games. You don't have to go and speak to him. Maybe he's moving out in 2 days. Maybe you could just leave it alone and not speak to him.
So so in this area, that NPC is not going to follow you down and basically force you into a dialogue.
I never had anybody chase me down. I could choose to ignore them. But, and you might say, well, that means you can never fail, right? No, that's not what it means, because there are very favorable outcomes from most of these things if you can find the right way to do it. And not meeting that means you won't meet these other objectives that are going on with different people's stories. So you've got to deal with that. Or, what you could do is you could go and wait till he leaves for work or he goes out for the night and go and break into his apartment. See what's going on in there. Is he doing anything illegal? Because then you could report him to the government and have him taken away. Therefore, he can't punish you for not giving him his money. Right. Or what you could do is go in and you could plant some evidence in his apartment, and then you could send him a letter saying, I know you're doing this illegal thing, and now you have to start paying me by blackmailing him.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so you literally have so many different ways of dealing with each and every scenario that very, very quickly, this story changes. Very, very quickly from the last time you played through. Yeah, the story changes dramatically. And it can change on a dice. It can really change on a dime. You can have something as simple as giving a sweet to your daughter or not has an enormous outcome on the story.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really cool. So you have all this going on. You have so much replayability with it. It's simple point and click, but each story is really interesting, and it can take really bizarre turns.
Yeah.
Because it's such a different world than what you're used to. But again, it comes down to that overarching theme is you're never the nice guy. You're either going to be blackmailing somebody, you're going to be throwing someone in the mines, you're going to be sending them off to jail or to execution in some ways. And you can also be super horrible. You overall are horrible, but you can be really horrible if you want to, especially to nice people. Like, nice people are just like cannon fodder sometimes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, you have to manipulate the game to get the most favorable outcome for you and your family is what I would say is the overarching you know, the goal of the game.
Yeah, the theme.
Yeah, the theme is, but it's not necessarily. You don't have to play that way. You can actually fuck your family. You can send them off to hell if you want to.
Really?
Yeah, of course, because you
Wow,
have to
that's
report
dark.
on everybody. You
Yeah.
have to report on everybody. So if you want to do that, my goal, which I chose, which the game didn't force down my throat in any way, was to try and do what's best for my family. But not always. Like, I didn't like my wife, so maybe I'm not.
So I sent it to the mines. I got beat up by the police. Wow, that's insane. So okay, it sounds like you had a lot of fun with it. So who else would enjoy this?
Hey, if you like the Walking Dead Telltale series or any of the Telltale games, if you liked Until Dawn, if you liked Papers, Please, and you like those kind of games that have this moral ambiguity that's flying around all the time, and it's not action-paced or anything like that, you're going to love this game.
Cool.
If you like Choose Your Own Adventure, where there's actual consequence, which has always been a big problem with the bigger titles, is, yeah, there's some consequence, but the
It's the
devs
same
mostly
overall
fear not
outcome.
everybody will see it.
Yeah.
So they don't make big, expensive cutscenes for something somebody might only see once.
Yeah.
They don't do that. This game works by being indie, by being very, very simple in how it can play out its past, by just text boxes, and with that, it benefits so much in just giving you so much variety.
And that
all the time.
increases its replayability as well.
Yeah,
You're not going to get the same
I'd say
outcome.
the only con, and really the only con that I had with this game, is that the first 20 minutes are pretty stagnant on repeat playthroughs, because you start with the exact same tenants each time you start a new game.
Yeah.
And you kind of know what their initial story is going to
so
be.
it's kind of a setup period of the game.
Yeah, it's the setup period of the game. It lasts about 20 minutes. It feels a little bit too long before, like, your next new tenant arrives, and then their story starts to unfold and everything starts to kick into gear.
Yeah.
But each playthrough is probably going to take about 2.5 to 3 hours. That's it.
That sounds good, man. That
That's
sounds
fine.
really
It's
good.
2.5 to 3 hours to get a full playthrough, and then that's where your story will you'll either do well or you'll come to an end. And that's it. And if you're doing really, really well and you're not struggling with anything, you find that's your end of your playthrough. And other than that, that's where it kind of comes to an end. So it's a short game, but it has massive amounts of replayability.
Yeah.
Massive amounts.
Sounds
So
awesome.
Fully give it my support, man. Had a great time with it.
Cool. So, that was The Beholder.
That was The Beholder. Very, very cool.
Enjoy it.
I
You look like you had a lot of fun with it.
I can't wait to play more of it. I wanted to stay all day and just stream multiple playthroughs.
That's a rarity that you've ever said that.
Yeah, I actually do really want to play it again.
Man.
That was a really cool way to start a show.
Cool.
Anyway, I would say here, click our previous video, but there isn't one, so you can't. What you can do is check the VOD on Twitch if you want to see the entire playthrough, if you're not thinking of buying it. It's €8 or £6 on Steam. Super cheap for what you get for it. And also following this are going to be highlights. If you're not going to buy it, you can watch some of the highlights that we had on our stream playthrough. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye. Oh, apartment 2. Let's see this now. So we have to get some new people in. Move in. Oh, we get to pick. Alright, who do we want, stream? So we've got Aloysius Spack, a famous cardiosurgeon looking for a long-term rental, guaranteed to be a decent tenant. Jones Papendo will rent a cuddy for a couple of weeks. Oh, those are the two we've got. It's pretty 50-50. I'm going to go with the doctor's got a dark secret. That's what I think's going on. I'm guessing. So we're going to go with the doctor. Let's talk to the new guy, the doctor. Is he getting on the bus? He is. Hello. Meet. Now introduce yourself. I'm Carl the landlord. I'm honoured. Dr. Aloysius Spack, a physician. You must have heard about me. The entire city did. Oh, God. I've never heard of you. Nope, don't know who you are. Really? Did you just get here? What are you famous for? I'm not one to pat myself on the back, yet this is our first ever interaction. I was just doing my duty. But let me know if you need anything. Oh, what problems could I possibly have? Nothing. You're very busy. Oh, he's got a quest! Look, Aloysius has got a quest for us. Let's go see what he wants. Hello. Aloysius Solitude. Do you want to talk? I have a request, a very private one. I'm all ears. Due to the demands of my profession, I have no time for personal matters. Saving people 24/7 is my civic duty. I know it's hard to believe that looking at me, but I'm very shy around women. Are you asking me to get you a whore? I'm the landlord, bro. I'm confused and blushing, and every inch of my extremely gifted self is sweating profusely. Ladies, what do you think? You may pour with sweat constantly, but... Just say, girls, he's a prize man, he's a doctor and all that. You know what I mean? You into it? You just have to be a bit soggy for the remainder of your life. The Ministry of Truth has noticed a rising interest... Okay, we did that. Young, pretty, socially active girl would like to meet a well-to-do man for a serious relationship. Call this number. Okay. Interesting. Oh, now we can call the woman. Let's do that. Yes. Oh, my name is Carl. I'm calling about your ad. Interesting. Tell me about yourself. Oh, no. That's for a friend of mine. He's a bit shy, so I'm helping him in a private manner. Are you ready to meet a great doctor? A doctor? What's his name? Accept a private call. Hello, Carl? It's Clara. You called me a couple of hours ago. I agreed to meet your doctor. Give him my number and the secret word... strawberries and cream. I found a girlfriend for you. Who is she? The girl from the ad. I can't wait to... She's gonna murder him though, right? Yo. What happened? Here we go. What happened? Clara, the woman you introduced me to, is wonderful. Can she move in with me? After one date, bro? Martha is sick, and we have no medicine at home. Can you find some aspirin for our girl? So we know the doctor's got aspirin. Oh, there's Carla, by the way. She's arrived. Right, this is interesting. So we know the doctor's got aspirin. Do you think he's going to deny us and say he hasn't got any? Because we know he has. Right, we need to go speak to the doctor. There's Carla. Clara Jacques. Oh, she's French. French boys. Is she going to immediately commit a crime? That would be hype. Right, let's ask about the aspirin. Do you have any spare aspirin? Why does everyone like these pills? Can you obtain these medications? It breaks my heart to say... We know he has it. But I have no right to prescribe or receive medication. You have to go to the hospital or trade with those who don't need it. How will this play out? Because we know he has aspirin in that drawer. Looks like the stamp collection's gone. Bastard. And there he is. Let's check the bed quickly before he gets in. He's a liar. Claims to be a... Oh. Is he not a doctor?